So he's going to share his message of courage and inspiration, and then I'm going to pop back up here. So please welcome my good friend and the greatest human being I've ever met, Brandon Hillaker.
Let's give it up for Barb and her team for putting this amazing event together. My name is Brandon. I was born with ADHD and later diagnosed with bipolar 1 and borderline personality disorder. In 2013, I lost my job, a hurricane hit and took everything that I owned, and I lost my best friend tragically. This event triggered a 5-month-long manic episode. I self-medicated with drugs, alcohol, and adrenaline. The negative coping skills combined with the mental health battle convinced me it was a battle I no longer wanted to fight. I'm sorry. In 2013, I acted on my thoughts of suicide and ended up in a coma for 2 weeks. When I woke up, I had to learn to walk, talk, and communicate with people all over again. I tried to end the pain, and in hindsight, I wish I would have just been more clear in asking for help. At the time, I was an underwater welder. It was my dream job. Unfortunately, my actions took that away and I had to move back to Michigan. For the next 10 long years, I was in a daily fight for treatment-resistant bipolar. I was in the inpatient hospital 4 to 6 times a year. I went through cognitive behavioral therapy, dialectical behavioral therapy, group therapy, and physical therapy. In 2021, many things changed, and I was able to go back to school at Delta College. You see, when we go to war, we need to learn everything we can about our enemy. My mental health was my enemy, and I was sick and tired of it winning. So I found its secrets, I found its weaknesses, and I found hope. Hope came from endurance sports like triathlons, swimming, biking, and running. After training and completing my first triathlon, I felt the impact that it had on my mental health, and I knew that I could never stop. Last summer, I completed 11 medals for the 11 years that bipolar took over my life. It was 10 triathlons and a 9.5-mile swim around Mackinac Island in 4 months. This summer, I wanted to do something that has never been done before, the Try for Hope, a 4-day, 400-mile triathlon from Hell, Michigan to Paradise, Michigan. It would be my next idea of grandeur. It was a 330-mile bike from Hell, Michigan to Mackinac City, where I would swim 5 miles across the straits to the other side in St. Ignace. I'd get out of the water and run 65 miles to Paradise in 96 hours. Woo! Impossible, idea of grandeur, crazy, are all words that I heard from the you can't people. People will tell you that your goals are impossible only because they themselves do not believe they can accomplish them. Sometimes things simply feel impossible, maybe surviving a loss or facing a challenge in life. Surrounding ourselves with the right people and allowing them to support us can be the difference that we need in those times. When I put this event together, the Try for Hope, I wanted it to be about overcoming obstacles and breaking stigma. But that's not what it turned out to be. It's about being able to depend on one another, to be there through the painful times, to make it easier for each other. It was about surrounding myself with the you can people, not the you can't people. When we really started putting this together, we had a barbecue at Ray's Bike Shop. I had a plan and a goal to get from hell to paradise. I had all these professionals that I know in my life that I admire and respected, my support team in one room. I gave them my plan and I said, I have a growth mindset, let's make this safer and better. It wasn't let's go do this, it was let's work together. I depended on those people because I knew they were professional bikers, runners, swimmers, coaches, people that have overcome obstacles, my mentors, people that I trusted and loved, and that they wanted to see me achieve my goals and keep me safe. The plan changed after that meeting, and a better plan came about. The 330-mile bike ride was split in 2 days, with 165 miles each day. I drafted 6 50-mile sections. I rode behind somebody for 50 miles. At the time, that person took my burden. That is drafting. It is letting someone take the grunt work, the beating of the air, the wind, the bugs, making it easier for me to achieve my goals, for me to conserve my energy and continue on for hundreds of miles. Sometimes we need to allow others to take the lead and share our burdens, to carry us, even if it's just for a few moments, just to help us breathe. The first night after 165 miles of biking, I was only able to get 2 hours of sleep. The second night after being on the bike for 330 miles, I was only able to get 2 hours of sleep. The third day was going to be the hardest. It was a 5-mile swim across the Mackinac Straits, and I had to get out of the water and run approximately 35 miles. So with 3 hours of sleep and 330 miles down, I came to the swim mentally and physically exhausted. I had a swim partner to keep me safe, motivated, and mentally alert. Not even a mile into the swim, I realized how mentally and emotionally exhausted I was. I looked at my friend Cody and I said, I'm really freaked out. I said, dude, I'm literally freaking out. I'm exhausted. I can't think. I can't process right now. Cody just looked at me and was like, dude, you got this. You got this. Through the rest of the swim, he stayed right next to me. On each right stroke, there was Cody. On each left stroke, I looked up and looked at the beautiful Mackinac Bridge. All the way, I had that person right there to my right supporting me, just letting me know that I was going to be okay. By mile 3 of the swim, everything was going great. My adrenaline kicked in, and his support made me feel like I could do this. During the run, I had people right next to me, keeping track of my distance, time, and my pace, so I didn't have to waste the mental energy to monitor how fast we were going. I just watched their feet and tried to keep up with them. My job was to keep my heart rate between 133 and 155 beats per minute for 400 miles. Before this event, the farthest I have ever run was 20 miles. And 2 days in a row, I did 2 ultra marathons of approximately 35 miles. Miles 26 through 35 were the most emotional. I was exhausted. The bike and the swim caught up with me on day 3, and then all 380 miles caught up with me on day 4 and hit me like a wall. It was like I had 2 50-pound bricks on my feet, and I just looked down at the person in front of me and followed them. The hardest time in my life, right then, all I could do was watch the person that I trusted and follow them. And I had them to tell me, you got this. This event did not turn out to be about overcoming obstacles. It was about depending on a team and giving support to one another when we were in times of need. I had people in my life that simply said, you got this, or you can do it. And that's what I needed to hear. I have had many people ask me, what got you through this? And the answer is simple: my team. There were times in the event that I did not think I was going to finish, almost every day. My teammates were there to allow me to draft, easing my burdens to make me feel like the task wasn't so impossible. This allowed me to complete the first part of the bike route. A mile into the swim, I started freaking out and wanting to quit. It was my teammate that became the voice of reason and the source of calm that allowed me to reset, regroup, and continue on. All the times throughout the run that I felt like I couldn't take another step, I relied on my teammates to lead the way, all the way to the finish line. That is why Barb's organization is important, because it gives everyone the community that we need to get through the hard times. She brings together the you can people and the you got this people. You see, when times get hard in life, many times we are afraid of simply asking for help. We don't want to burden others with our problems. We have the skewed idea that no one will understand and no one will help us. And what we don't realize is that there are more people willing to help us than we can even imagine. All we have to do is ask. There are more you can people than there are you cannot people. There are more people in our lives that are willing to give us the support we need. We only have to ask. Sometimes we must ask the you can't people before we can find the you can people. That is why today is important. We are here to end suicide, to give support to one another, to grieve, love, and hold one another, to simply say, you got this. I would like to take this moment for everyone to just turn to each other, turn to someone you know or you don't know, and just tell them, you got this, because maybe that's what you need to hear. You got this. My 2 goals for this event was to complete 400 miles in 96 hours. And with my team's help, I achieved my first goal in 86 hours, in 52 moving hours. My second goal was to raise $8,000, $20 per mile for Barb Smith's Suicide Resource and Response Network. When I crossed that finish line, I fell just short of that. So I made a video and I posted it online and asked the community to help me. Help me achieve my $8,000 goal. And it worked. I achieved both my goals with teamwork and simply asking for help. Don't ever be afraid to ask for help. Thank you. We were able to successfully raise $8,250. Thank you. I love you all. You got this.
Jesus. So Brandon gives me, our network, an $8,000 check, and we want to present Brandon with a plaque that says, in recognition for your strength and courage to advocate for mental health and suicide awareness, this Sunday, August 3rd, in front of people who understand and want to empower him. Thank you, Brandon.
Shoot, that's good stuff.
All right. Do you guys like the band behind me? Yeah? This is their first year, and I'd love for Mike to come up and introduce them. Do you need the microphone?
Good morning. When I met Brandon for the first time only about 4 or 5 months ago, we were playing another fundraiser for Barb over in Sanford, and when Brandon started to come up and talk about his endeavor and what he was about to do, I had to stop what I was doing because we wrote a song about 20 years ago, and it was about our mental health, and it's called Paradise and Hell. And this was not contrived, this was not planned, this was given to us by God. I didn't know why we wrote it. I thought I wrote it for me. But when I met Brandon, it literally was written for him. And so, we normally don't play this song, but I'd be honored to play it for you. This is called Paradise and Hell. Well, I just realized I live between paradise and hell. North enough to say I'm not running. Fever's pitch holds no light in a winter spell. It's my paradise now. I should have realized I was caught between paradise and hell. Traveling with no true north. But we Thank you, Brandon. You're a real, true encouragement, man.